2006 Xavier basketball senior class, I'm going to have a lot of positive memories. You know, this class and I probably did not get off to too great of a start. I know the coaching change was very unpopular with the guys, and to be honest, I don't blame them. And I think it's a sign of their good character that they had a lot of feelings, positive feelings for their former coach. And I do not begrudge them that, and I'm glad that they do. I hope that over the course of time here that they have some room in their heart for some positive feelings toward me and my staff as well. But they've been a very good group to work with. We've had some good time, a lot of good times together. And there's been some bad times, some growing pains, some struggles. And isn't that what life is all about? And that's why I'm convinced that there are lessons learned in high school athletics that cannot be learned anywhere else in the high school curriculum. And that's why it's very important that we defend their right to exist, and we make sure they exist for many future generations. When I think of AC Clothier, I think of toughness and leadership. AC has gone through an awful lot of struggles in his high school career. I know the knee injury this year has been very devastating to him. At the time of this filming, we're hoping that AC is going to be able to come back. But I will always respect his leadership abilities, his frankness with me. He's just a great, high-character guy. And he's going to be very successful. And I hope he has a place someday at that sports bar for me so I can watch the Milwaukee Brewers in the 2035 World Series. When I think of Scott Fleming, I think of a kid who really has improved. I mean, Scott has improved probably as much as anybody in our program over the course of just this year and a half. He's an explosive scorer, and he's a great kid, very talented kid. He drew the design for our practice jersey and T-shirts this year. You know, and I've been hard on Scott, and the main reason is because I believe he has a lot of ability, and we tried to push him and try to accelerate the pace of his development, and I hope that it's paid off. What I like about Scott is, you know, as a coach, you're kind of tough on people occasionally, and Scott always had a smile on his face. He had a smile on his face doing this interview, and he was somewhat nervous. But what a great kid, and he's just a talented individual. He's got a great future ahead of him. Dan Claver, I would just describe as being classy and committed. You know, Dan went to nearly every game here these last 2 years, and to me, Dan is as big of a part of the team as are the players. You know, he was there for them when they needed him. He was always good about getting me my glass of Gatorade after the game, and I know I kidded him a lot for dropping the M-bomb, and for those of you who don't know what that means, the Michigan bomb. And Mr. Claver, my wish is that you get into school at Ann Arbor and you become the biggest Wolverine backer in the school there. I really hope that your dream there can come true. And I hope that the Badgers don't beat up on your Wolverines too much over the course of the next 4 years. Think of Alex Koken, what a great kid. He really brought toughness to practice, competitiveness to practice. You know, Al was in a tough role as a senior. He's backing up Scott Fleming, who's one of our top players. And I thought Al gave a lot of contributions to us. You know, I think it speaks a lot about Alex Koken's character, about his summer job. I mean, you know, starting your own business is the summer of your senior year and being successful at it just speaks volumes to me about the success that Alex is going to have as an adult. You know, Alex is the type of guy that, you know, when I look at him and I see how successful he is, he's a guy that I can see myself working for someday. So Al, when I get out of education, I may come knocking on the door looking for a job, and I know you're going to be extremely successful. Stosh and Trevor, you guys really surprised me by coming back out this year, and you've really helped us. And I've been hard on both of you because you've missed so much time. And I hope someday that you understand that we had to push you, and probably sometimes push you more than you would have liked in order that you would be able to contribute. And now with AC going down, Stosh has kind of moved into a more prominent role. Trevor has played a lot more here late in the season, and he's had some good games. But it's very difficult to miss a year and then to come back out and kind of pick up where you last left off. But I think those two guys have really handled it pretty well. And I know their teammates really appreciate them being back out, and they've done very, very well. Timmy Richter, what can you say about Timmy Richter? You know, last year when Timmy was hurt, a lot of people told me, well, you don't know what you're missing when you don't have Timmy out there. Timmy Richter is Xavier basketball. And I thought, okay, you know, he's a great kid, and I bet he does play hard. But now I do realize exactly what they were saying, because Timmy is like AC. We're much better on the floor when those guys are out there. Timmy leads by example. He doesn't say a lot, but he gets the guys around him to play at a level that I think some of them feel they cannot play at. Timmy brings tremendous intensity to the floor. He is a hard worker. He is a pesky guy on the floor. He's the best guy that we have on the floor, anticipating the next pass that an opponent will make. And I can see why that people said that Timmy Richter is Xavier basketball, and he is a tremendous role model for our younger players about character, effort, intensity, you know, never giving up. I mean, there's just so many lessons that Timmy can teach people if people are willing to learn. Kevin Rohr, you know, a lot of the guys have already mentioned Kevin's name, you know, how much they look up to him. And I think I said it as well as I could say it on the basketball card, that if I had a son, I would hope that my son would be like Kevin. He's a leader on and off the court. He's a tremendous athlete. He's a three-sport athlete like a lot of our guys are. And I think that's something so special here at Xavier that I hope we can continue. And I like seeing our guys involved in more than just basketball. You know, that they're involved in 2 or 3 sports. I just think that's what high school is supposed to be about. But Kevin is a role model there. He's a role model in the classroom. He's a leader here at the school. He's going to be tremendously successful when he leaves here, both athletically and academically. He's just a great, great kid, and just a leader, somebody that other people can look up to. Lee Weiland. Lee and I have butted heads a few times. I don't think it's a great secret, and Lee are probably smiling right now just like I am. I think we butted heads because I think Lee and I are a lot alike, and Lee and I have had this conversation. We both tend to get emotional and very competitive on the basketball floor. We both hate to lose. But I'll say this, I think Lee's a tougher kid than I was. In fact, I know he is. You know, he was hampered this year by a very painful shoulder injury. And you could just tell by his shot how much it hurt, you know, early in the year. And I know it's still hurting now. He just re-injured it a couple of weeks ago. But he loves playing basketball. He loves being out with his teammates. And I think it might have been Scott Fleming who said it in our interviews that, you know, every team's got to have that guy that has a little bit of an edge to him. And Lee's our guy. You know, he has developed into a good defensive player. He's improved at handling the ball. I love Lee Weiland. I love all these guys. I love their competitive spirit, and I think Lee is the ultimate competitor. And Lee, we wish you, and I personally wish you the best of luck, you know, at Division II football next year. I think you're going to make a big splash, and you're going to do very well. As this tape is being made, our 2 main goals still are within reach. We have a goal of winning the Valley 8 here in 2006, and right now we're tied for first place. We have a goal of getting to the Brown County Arena to be the first Xavier boys basketball team to advance to sectionals since the WIA has taken in the private schools. I believe we're very much alive for both those goals. I believe both of those are achievable, certainly within our grasp. So when I think back to this group, I'm going to have fond memories. There's been times I've been awfully tough on this group, and I guess it's kind of sometimes described as tough love, because I certainly do love this group. They have accepted me. I think we both have given a little bit, you know, and I hope that when they walk away from this basketball program, they are a better person for having been in it. I want to thank them for all their effort, all the time that they put in. I want to thank their parents for all the support that they have given and all the time and effort that they have put in. I think it's a classy group, parents and kids included, both on and off the court. And fellas, I just want to wish you the best of luck in everything that you do in the years ahead. And you're a special group. I hope you come back and visit us often. And you're in my prayers. And God bless you. And and best of luck.